Previously, on The Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker is thrown into a cosmic nightmare, courtesy of Dr. Doom, the new Sorcerer Supreme. After the Blood Hunt event, Doom decides he is too busy to deal with the evil god Sitrack, so he hands over the job to Spider-Man. So armed with a magic suit and 8 extra lives from the reeds of Raggedor, Peter is assigned to stop the 8 signs of Sitrack, monstrous beings who want to claim the Earth and their father, Sitrack's throne. But the following journey is brutal. Peter dies over and over, facing enemies like Sirius, Kyra and Calyx. Each death cost a life, and when Peter faces off against Kyra, the Sign of Death, she forces Peter to watch his loved ones, Aunt May, Mary Jane, Felicia Hardy, his current girlfriend Shay, and all of his friends die millions of times, and it breaks Peter, so he decides to quit being Spider-Man. But with the added power of light, when the evil Calyx kills Aunt May, Shay and Brandy, their deaths remind Peter of his responsibility, so he uses his remaining reeds to save their lives. But while fighting, Spidey gets killed by the hands of Calyx. Seeing her brother's brutal act, Kyra gives up her immortality to save Peter's life, and she transforms Spidey into the Spider-Naut. And while the X-Men are fighting Calyx and able to defeat him, Spider-Naut then goes against Blight, but he knows he can't defeat it, as Blight is immortal. So Peter then proceeds to use his magic powers to stop Blight from infecting his world. He is about to sacrifice himself, but right at that time, the god Sitrack interferes, as Peter's sacrifice impresses him, and he takes the responsibility to save the Earth from the evil Blight. So as everything is over, Peter is back again to his regular life. He has no magic powers, he is jobless, and now facing the mundane challenge of his daily life. His new girlfriend Shay Marken is now part of his new chapter, and Peter is looking for jobs. He went for many interviews, but he is getting rejected. Peter wants to settle down, and for that, he needs money. And that time, his long-lost childhood friend, Brian Naring, offers Peter to work at Rand Enterprise. Peter becomes so much happy, but in that morning, when he comes at the first day of his work, he is interrupted by a rampaging Rhino, so leaving his job, Peter rushes to stop him, but in the mid-fight, Rhino gets a heart attack, which shocks Peter, as he knows Rhino may be a criminal, but he is not that person who takes drugs, so he decides to investigate this matter. He arrives into Rhino's apartment, but once he gets in, his spider sense starts to alert him, and in the darkness, Spidey is attacked by a horde of villains to end his life. Welcome to Comics Tube YouTube channel. In today's video, we will review Chapter 2 of The Amazing Spider-Man. You can get all the previous parts on this playlist. So if you guys are new here, please subscribe and turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. Please like, comment and share. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. The issue opens up with Spidey crashing through the window, struggling to fight all of his villains at once. They all jump like crazy, trying to tear him apart. Peter is trying to hold them off, finding a way to escape this hell. The villains seem real, as well as the surroundings. But while fighting, Peter also sees a vision of one of his old memories. He was a kid, and he was with Brian. It seems Brian was a spoiled kid, and he was ruining Peter, stealing stuffs from school, supermarket. Peter is doing all the bad things under Brian's influence. The cops were after them. They got Peter stealing things. Back then, Uncle Ben was alive. He and Aunt May were angry at Peter. They can't believe that Peter is doing bad things, that Brian kid is spoiling their son. It was Uncle Ben who saved Peter from the police. They hardly recognize him, but instead of staying quiet, Peter curses them. He tells them he is lucky that they are not his parents, and he left the place. Now the panel jumps to his rogue gallery. Peter is struggling to keep up with them, but in reality, Spidey is fighting alone, tossing the vehicles. He is hallucinating. Luckily, he is not hurting anyone. The cops arrive, and they also are shocked, but before they could pull the trigger, the panel jumps at the Rand Enterprise, where Peter is continuing his first day too. He is both surprised and shocked. He can't understand what is going on with him. His boss and Brian are explaining the work to Peter, but he still can't believe as how he is here. He was at Rhino's place, then he was attacked, and now he is back in this office. What is happening? Peter tries to explain his boss, Dr. Osmani Milton. He is not feeling well. He is nervous, a little distracted, a lot of things happening all at once. But Peter gets a warning from his boss not to rely on excuses, as there is no place for a distracted engineer in this company. After talking with Osmania, Peter starts to feel dizziness. Brian quickly helps him. Peter feels good now. He thanks Brian for helping him to get this job. But where he was all this time? He hasn't seen him since middle school. So Brian says a lot of things changed. His dad switching jobs, his affair, and then one day everything changes. But he always remembered Peter. He saved him from the cops. Peter also smiles, remembering his old days. But while talking with Brian, Peter suddenly finds himself on the rooftop. He hears people are screaming and then a maniacal laugh. He knows this voice, the Green Goblin. He attacks Peter, but he quickly realizes it is Goblin. He is again manipulating his mind, and Peter gets furious. He threatens Goblin to end his life, but then Peter is stopped by Norman Osborn. He saves Peter from falling off the roof. Somewhere in a drug control facility, a mystery man appears in that office, and he is not alone. It seems he hires a creepy villain to end Spider-Man's life by infecting him with deadly toxins. But it didn't work, only freak him out. And it seems the creepy voice has some grudge against Spidey. She wants him to suffer more, and she will be the one who will take Spider-Man's life. The yellow one is definitely Hobgoblin, as he was the one who drugged Rhino, and the creepy female voice is still unknown. And after killing every single war corpse, they blow out the entire facility. Meanwhile, at Norman's apartment, he is helping Peter to analyze his mind's condition. He collects his blood sample, runs some tests. Norman figures out Peter's unique metabolism should process the toxins, but until then, his mind is a time bomb. He should be cautious about his surroundings, and Norman believes someone has set up a trap. It wouldn't trigger his spider sense until it was too late, something that he would have done if he was Green Goblin. So he advises Peter to take some rest, give his body a proper time to heal. 24 hours should be enough, but Norman also knows Peter will not listen to him. So ignoring the warning, Peter goes to the Ravencroft Institute, the asylum for criminals, where his girlfriend Shay Marken is working as a nurse. By Peter's recommendation, she is helping Spidey to meet Rhino, who is taking care under the observation of doctors. But Shay also wants Spidey not to hurt the patient. If he does anything stupid, she will call the cops. But while crossing through the hallway, Peter gets hit with his spider sense. They hear a scream, so they rush towards that. Peter slams the door, but then he gets panicked. He is still hallucinating. He wants Shay to run away, as now Peter is going to confront one of his old enemy, Itsy Bitsy, a test subject who was injected with the combined DNA of Spider-Man and Deadpool. Basically their daughter, and she is here to kill Rhino. And with this, the chapter 2 of The Amazing Spider-Man comes to a close. So which part you like the most? Please let me know on the comment section down below, and please like this video and do subscribe, as this will motivate me to make more contents. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.